Stories break down under my hand. Out of their dilemmas, sneering men reproduce the rules of place. Misters multiply in the substratum, telling their stories about how they whip the forms of perception into shape. This is the beginning of something. It's an opening, but not an omission. Nothing is missing. I curve through conceptual points and undermine the order of followers, the source of convenience, but it isn't because I'm big on Mondo or Dazzle. I hope time replaces the ranchland grass with abandoned pastures, but no one beats the symptoms of what it is to cross moving water outside the common areas of recognition. Nameless and incomplete, I was in the spokes ashore, below the living branches of the tree to which I belong, before I knew of basket stars, brittle stars, and sea stars, all the stars desiring attention in the nearshore waves. Poetry is a solution with a ratio greater than I, and it can spread and strew. Splits are sudden, and the surface layers of the subject are scattered and torn, and are at variance between the dividing moment of potential and the digressive glower of the hunter. Culture is a grand abstraction of illness narratives that does away with scenery and sweeps up the rural into concepts like a paper on the country about the geography of power. As far back as I know, convictions are acquired. Your love fills me with new memories, unlike what I remember of the wetlands on the little farm that I was born to, or the intrusive images of experience, themselves glued together by narratives. It's not the whole story, but when the past intrudes into the present, and memories are parasitic, iron loses its power, and I conceal my secrets in stone. And I took out a map and visited my old place without leaving home. In some way, I have always been an outsider with a map in my hands. Now I live in a territory in front of the mountains. Who makes these landscapes of exclusion? The poems with action in the distance, the background writings of scenery and setting, the poems about as much as can be seen. Places come and places go, and I live happily in a landscape of omission. It's called proceedings, but it's ambush and combat. And there is more to those lands that can be mapped, a timeless disorder. And I am the owner of a parasitic memory that exists independently of anyone else. The obligatory boundaries of gender are description, bread and butter and bacon and salt. In the movie Misery, the bully takes all the credit, a kind of takeout or a form of fashion. But it's bad luck too, an old line order that goes by the book. It happened I milled great boards, but gathered the unfamiliar. Now I fell in the impossible. The poem begins when the body becomes explicable and our forms are playing out. Men get their muscles, animals get the provender, and it is as if we are assured a marked identity about workplace hassle and discursive designation that is so much more than anything or playthings or getting ready.